I started dancing when I was in high school. I was 17. I went to an all-boys high school, and I was doing musicals. And I realized I loved dance, so I started with jazz and tap. From there, I knew that it was something that I wanted to pursue, so I went to SUNY Purchase College. I started late as a guy, so I probably started at Purchase when I was 19 or 20, and I played catch-up for most of my college years. When I started with the company in '99, I had really only had 5 years of dance experience underneath me. And I wouldn't even call it experience. I call it, hoping for the best in training. And so when I got in the company, there was just so much I had to learn. And with the Graham technique, I knew barely, if anything. So Pascal and Joyce have been absolutely pertinent, if you will, to my training. And it was a hard road, especially the first 2-3 years. I think Joyce had her hands full with me. It was tough, And as a dancer, you're always learning. People who had experience, taught me so much. And you watch other dancers and take everything from them that you possibly can. And it's definitely shaped me and molded me as who I am as a dancer and being in this company. To create a new work with Pascal, depending on the piece, it's always very different. He might pull a lot of movement from us as dancers. Other times he comes in, he knows exactly what he wants, and he, for instance, the new piece right now, this Bach piece that we're working on, he's working on 2 quartets. My quartet, he's coming in with all the moves himself, and he's setting it on us. Where the other quartet, it's a lot of partnering, it's a lot of collaboration and input from both sides. So he, depending on the piece, he works differently, but it's about a 6 to 8 week process. Sometimes Pascal, when he starts, he'll just have an image or an idea. So he'll base the choreography on that. And he'll work with movement right away, and he won't even turn the music on. And sometimes he doesn't know what the music is. So that's a very different way of working too, because we'll come up with this movement, and it's this idea that he's perpetuating, and then he'll turn the music on, and then he'll kind of work with the movement to match the music. Lovely thing about Bach is that you can actually do the movement and put different music to it, and somehow it works, which is the beauty of Bach. But it's a feeling that he's trying to find in these different fugues that matches up with the movement. So it's an interesting process. In the new piece, he's filming us, and we've had to do our movement in colored unitards and paint, face paint so the computer can pick up our color, and each person in the quartet's a different color. So he can tell the computer, pick up green or pick up red or pick up blue. And it's interesting because it's a quartet, and we've got to do the dance together, and then we have to do the whole dance ourselves without the other 3 people. So it's a new way of working for, I think, all of us, because Pascal is new to this too, and so it's good. It's something new, and it's a different challenge that I've never had to deal with before. So we have a lot of different sections, and we don't know. He's working the way Brian's working. Once he photographs or films these images of us, we're actually going to be shadows on these screens. So we're going to be dancing with ourselves, and ourself can move obviously quicker and up and down and high and low. It's something that so we don't know if we're us or we're our virtual self, and we don't know if we're doing it or the shadows doing it. So I think he's got about 6 or 7 sections that we're eventually going to end up with. I think each piece is always a moment that I look forward to. And there's moments that I don't. One of the things I love about especially Italy is to go to these old theaters and old opera houses and see this this gorgeous interior of, like, you know, where these old operas used to, you know, were conceived, and it's so beautiful, you know. And back in the States we just don't have that, and so I love going. It's just like history. It's like you're dancing in history, and so that's a big joy for me. But touring is there's a downside of touring. It's extremely hard. It's city after city after city, and sometimes we don't even get to see the city we're in. We're there for maybe 24 hours, and then we're off to the next one. So it's tough, and you know, we luckily we all get along. We travel well together, but definitely, you know, sometimes you need your alone time and your own space, and you just don't get it sometimes. So that can be difficult, but it's definitely a bonding experience with the company. Right. Yeah, we do have like a pump up song in the dressing room, the men's dressing room. Well, you know, because sometimes, you know, on tour because it's show after show, and you know, you get exhausted. So sometimes we just need a little pick me up before the performance, and we'll put on like a country song or something. Yeah, we all sing along, and then we do a circle before every performance, and we just like all like come together, and I think we just all like settle in and, you know, feel each other and get ready to go. And it's very kind of ritualistic for us, and it just sets the mood, and it's like, okay, well, here we go, we're gonna do this. And so that's it's good, because I think it pulls everybody together, whether, you know, if anybody's like tired or like feeling whatever, it just brings everybody in the same level, the same spot, and then, you know, we're ready to go. So it's good. Joyce had to play the role as artistic director, executive director. So she couldn't be in the studio as much, so she asked me to be a rehearsal director, which is something that I was honored to be asked, and it was a challenge for me. I mean, to be on both sides of both sides of the chair, and it was difficult for me because I was still dancing with my peers, but I had to give them corrections and tell them if they were wrong or right, and it was something that, you know, I had to, you know, step carefully and play it right. But it was a good experience because it makes you learn a dance a whole new way, and learning parts that I never knew, all the women's parts. And I think for me, I enjoyed it because I think down the road it's something that I want to do, and to learn from Joyce and see her do it all those years, and it's just not a difficult job. I mean, it's not an easy job, you know? It's so easy. No. That came out wrong. She thinks she has it hard. It's so easy. I don't even know what I pay her for. No, it's a hard job. It's definitely a hard job.